Well, please, don't be mistaken. We are not going to show you some erotic game. It's time to show you Vietcong 2. Vietcong is a little less known game, but first game released in 2003 was really great. The theme of the Vietnam War in the games is not so popular due to its outcomes. So few game studios try to bring you the bad atmosphere of this war, and many of American people want to forget this war altogether. But that is a shame because this war was so different from the other wars that are captured in games like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. Deep and impenetrable jungles, traps, never-ending narrow tunnels, and unpredictable enemies. That was the first Vietcong. 2 years later, there was a successor Vietcong 2 that tried to show you the war from different point of view. There were two campaigns, American and Vietnamese. The first one is short, but the second one is incredibly short. American campaign consists of 13 missions and all of them are taking place in the city of Hue. Surprisingly, it is a real city in Vietnam and you will even see real historical monuments like the Citadel or Mausoleum. But all missions are too short, only about 20 minutes and first two of them are just an intros. You are not allowed to save the game anywhere you want, but there are checkpoints. Still, in 5 or 6 hours on normal difficulty, the American campaign will be over. And what will you do? At the start, you will just walk around and see pretty nice Vietnamese woman. Then you meet the reporter and after a few minutes, the war can start again. Sometimes you need to crawl through the streets to find a safe way to kill the sniper. You will rescue hostages, destroy cannons and bridges, or just need to find a way to go to the another location. There is no deep story. Missions are short and they don't follow each other. For example, you go through the gardens of a mausoleum. You will look forward to cleaning the mausoleum, but at the entrance to this monument, the mission is complete. Most of the time, you will be going through the streets and houses. Interesting parts are jeep or worship ride, or when you get into the cathedral, which is quite impressive. At the end of the one mission, you have to save the priest. After that, priests take the Vietnamese notebook and the story of young Vietnamese who joined the Vietcong should begin. There is start of a Vietnamese campaign, which is much more better at the story and environment. You will see that the war is not black and white and behind every man you shoot is a story why they joined the Vietcong. The story of killing innocent people in your village is very emotional and you will see a good reason to hate your enemies. Unlike the American campaign, the Vietnamese campaign is taking place in the jungle. Missions are not very interesting. First, you have to escape and survive. But then, you have to attack the enemy camps and forts. Just one mission is original. When you have to attack military convoy, you have to wait until the convoy reach your position and then hell on the earth can begin. The end of the both campaign are disappointments. I don't want to give away the whole story, but both campaigns end with all enemies in the building and bunkers being eliminated. And that's all. An interesting part of the game is commanding of your group of soldiers in the most of the missions. You can set a position for them where to go or they just follow you. In many games the allied soldiers are just for the atmosphere, but there they can do almost the every job and you don't have to shoot anyone. If someone is killed, he will respawn after several seconds. It's the opposite of your health, as it only takes a few hits and you will die forever. Well, until you press a key to revive at the last checkpoint. Intelligence of allied and enemies is not bad, but it has its limitations. And allied soldiers will not get lost or stuck. They even try to hide behind obstacles, but sometimes they just look at the wall or roof because they know that someone is standing behind it. Sometimes they even try to shoot them, but of course with no success. Enemies also try to take cover, even trying to crouch when they sense you are aiming for them. You don't really need to shoot them. On the other hand, they are staying on their positions unless there is a script they should move somewhere else. Well, I don't want to talk much about Arsenal. You can even find more than 40 weapons. But mostly M16 or AK-47 is enough for you because you can only take two main weapons and you have to find enough ammo. But if you are interested in weapons, you will find many pistols, submachine guns, shotguns, rifles, assault rifles, sniper rifles, and even machine guns and rocket launcher. And of course, some grenades. And what about the graphics? Well, nothing much. In comparison to the games at the time, it looks 2 or 3 years older. Music is really great compared to the graphics. The music is stylish and creates a good atmosphere. I think the developers were inspired by Forrest Gump. And intro and outro of the game were also good. And just one more thought, the dubbing is amazing. The voices are believable and comments like Ho Chi Minh is a bitch or dead communist, good communist or die the yellow one are absolutely incorrect but very funny. And multiplayer, very good aspect of the game but without any special modes. Deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, assault, well, these are all the classics. Maps are big enough and interesting too. Unlike the single player, you can control the jeep or tank. You can also choose your occupation, for example, engineer, medic, machine gunner, marine, radio operator, or sniper. Well, Vietcong 2 is not a perfect game. Even it is worse than the predecessor, because it is not as unique as Vietcong 1. Despite some issues, I enjoy the game. I recently played the first Halo, and at least for me, Vietcong was much more interesting game, and I look forward to playing it again every time. And it is a shame there wasn't Vietcong 3. Well, it is time to sum up pros. It takes place in Vietnam, at least a jungle in the second campaign. There are a lot of weapons, great multiplayer, and great dubbing. And what are the cons? At least artificial intelligence, level design of the American campaign, and the game is very short. Thank you for watching the video. Next time we will look at the iconic Command and Conquer game series, specifically focusing on Tiberian Sun, that is personally my the most favorite game in the series, and possibly the most favorite real-time strategy ever. If you want to watch the review of your favorite game, please leave a comment below this video or on our Facebook page. So bye and see you next time.